Hello and welcome back to the Cyberpunk experience, and so I'm making this video because I've learned some things along the way, certain strategies that I've started to employ, and I thought what I'd make a film and tell you what they are, or show you. So before I leave an area when I'm doing a job, it's to make sure that I can get back in later, because there's only so much time you can spend looking around for stuff, and if you've missed something, you can always come back. And so I like to leave doors open and windows open so I can come back. So my current situation in the game is that I've finished all the NCPD jobs and all of the Cyber Psycho jobs. And so I'm now doing the gigs. And so this strategy that I have started to employ and more, is to make sure I can get back in later, because a lot of these places have got cars in it, computers and all kinds of stuff, which is really, really interesting. Okay, so I'm going to move on now to the next example of strategies. And that is to read absolutely everything, because I think it's part of the whole storyline to read all the messages on all the computers and all the shards that are lying around. So let's steal the data and move on to the next example. These shutters here, they don't open, but the one at the end does. So it only opens and closes, but there's a window behind it, so it's not something you can use to get in or out. But every time you open it, you get points, so you can open it, close it as many times as you want. Now, my next example is using what I call natural cover. Like, I was in the club, I'd taken out the guy Massa, he's on the second floor, and basically they'd all rushed me, so I just went into the toilet and shut the door, and just basically kept the door shut until they went away, and they didn't open the door, so that's good. So that's what I call natural cover. There's cover that's been provided in the game for the user, or the gamer to use. Okay, so let's move on. I think the guards might have gone now, so we can move on. Now, another strategy that I've been employing a lot now is killing them twice. You kill them once and they're on the ground and moving about, and then you've got to dump them, lethal dump them and all that stuff. Yeah, but all you've got to do is really kill them again. And just make sure they only got all. Okay, right, I've already taken out the target, so all I have to do is leave the club. So the club is still full of people. They're all on the ground holding their heads and all that stuff. So I really want to do is take out the rest of the guys, because after I leave here, they're still going to be aggressive, like, violent, basically, targets. So I had a mission recently to kill somebody, and then I found a laptop in there which was part of another mission, which as soon as I got outside became apparent when they said drop the laptop off. So it's very, very important, I think, now to be able to get back into these places so that you can have a good old look later.
Sticks hard.
There's the club, right, so he's got an exclamation mark on him there. Whatever I've taken off of him, it's an access card of some sort. Actually, it's an access card for the club. So that means I'll be able to get in here again later. I've already killed the owner, so now I'll just take out the rest of the guards and I'll be able to come back and I'll have my own club, full of people, probably with music playing. Well, that'll be good later when, if I manage to get the correct end game sequence sorted out.
Fuckers ate my leg!
Yeah, still moving, getting close, don't want to hit into the public. Excellent, there's one left. Yeah, upstairs, yeah, where the guy was. I didn't kill that guy, he didn't come on aggressive or anything, so I left him at B. I think that's most of the people in the club gone, except for the public, of course, and hopefully they'll be there when I get back later. Okay. So I hope you've enjoyed this part of it. Now let's move on to the next bit. Strategies employed whilst playing Cyberpunk 2077. We'll have to see when we get back whether or not the club is still functioning. Okay, so we're outside, that's excellent. Right, now let's move on to the next example of stuff I've learned in the game. So that's my new club, I will look forward to coming back later. Right, let's move on to the next strategy. Okay, so I had to get up to the 19th floor, which wasn't a problem, and I had to get coach. And this is what I found. I was amazed. Two guards standing there, I think robots, they're like inactive for some reason. They didn't see me, so I did what came naturally. Except, of course, I'd forgotten about the camera. The camera is still live. Now you can see that's not active, that thing over there. But the targeting is not working. The targeting targets them automatically. It's one of the mods. He's down. Now at this point in the proceedings, I didn't notice that the camera was still active and not in friendly mode. So of course it saw me and raised the alarm. Of course. But this had a knock-on effect because it moved Kosh out of her room into an area which I could access. But that was pretty amazing too. So the camera saw me, and she's moved. You can see her moving about now, and now I can access her. And of course, the strategy amongst it all is that the music starts playing when combat starts, and that is why the music is turned on all the time. Well, so see, the music is playing gently, but that combat is there. But of course, he's gone back to, it's not red anymore. So, you know, the combat's stood down to the next level down. But it's still there. So I think it's a really good thing to have on. And he's down. I hit him twice. Yeah, so killing them twice, definitely. It saves you having to look around for like containers to put them in. And yeah, it keeps everything nice. So at the time when I came in, I didn't realise that that woman on the floor was actually her. You know, she was moving like a member of the public might move in a situation that was violent. Basically stand still or lie on the ground or cover their head. For some reason, I didn't realise it was her, and I didn't kill her straight away. And then basically what happened next is that I went up onto the roof and took out those up there. I gained access to apartment 192 and found some very interesting stuff in there. I then exited that apartment and tried Kosh's apartment and found out that I wouldn't have been able to open the door. So really, in reality, the only way I could have done it was the way I did it. So if I'd have taken Kosh out straight away, I wouldn't have gone to the roof and I wouldn't have found all that lovely stuff in there. And then I went down to the foyer. Of course, it was at that time that the fixer sent me a message that there's another team on the way and to get out quick. Get the job done and get out quick. Of course, the strategy running through my mind is that I'm going to be able to come back to this place later if I do it correctly before I leave. And so that is why I did it the way I did it.
Surround the target.
So they're ready for me now, and so decided to go back downstairs and see them before taking out the target. Because of course Kosh hadn't run anywhere, that was the crazy thing, she'd just stayed still and she hadn't moved. Like the first time the security alarms went off, she ran straight out of her room, straight into the security office, you know, and that's where she stayed, so she's not going anywhere. But yeah, so I better get downstairs quickly and take out the other lot before exiting the building, because I may have to go out that way, and there isn't any other way out really. I mean, there's no way I can jump off the roof, it's just way too high for that. So let's get downstairs, let's find a few doors that we can open that lead out onto the street so we can get back in again and partay.
He's hit!
Clear the area! Now move!
Okay, so the gun is out of water, or something's happened to it. The gun, let's see, we can use the direct hacks on them now. Probably kill them from here without having to go outside at all, because they've already taken some damage, and the rest will kill them outright. Now, there you go. Excellent. So we're on the move now. Let's go upstairs and see Giant Kosh and take her out. Yes, I'm trying to make sure as much as I can that I am able to return to this building at some point in the near future or distant future when obviously it's probably going to be used by Arasaka or any of his lot, and so it's essential that I can gain control if need be. Right, but that's this video coming to a close, and I hope you've enjoyed all the things I've managed to show you. And I shall see you all again very soon, I'm sure, when I come up with some more content. So that's me signing off from Cyberpunk 2077. That's the mission complete. And remember to hit a like button if you like this sort of content and you want to see more. Well, that's me signing off. Bye for now.